I'm tired of the cliché about the French people. The Emily in Paris type of cliché. Everyone is fit and stylish and rich. I'm tired of that and we need to talk about the cliché today. Bonjour, it's Théo. If you don't know me, I make videos about Paris and French culture and I share with you the French way of life every single day on this YouTube channel. This video is maybe like a Spill the French Tea, the series that I do every Sunday to talk about the French culture. I know it's not Sunday, but I was busy all day, so I'm filming this video at 7 p.m. Today I was invited by a business school specialized in fashion to be a jury of an exam about content creation, and it was incredible to be there. So I was taken the whole day. I'm filming almost at night. And in today's video, I want to break a little bit this cliché of the French Parisian girl, of the French people as we know it on TV, in the TV shows, in the series. Also on social media. A few days ago, I was scrolling on Instagram and I've seen some videos from the European Kid. He's a great content creator, he's making rich kid comedy, as he says, and he's playing the French guy living in other countries. Everything is paid by the daddy's money. It's a comedy Instagram, it's really funny, but it's also part of a big cliché about French people. When you watch content about France, about Paris, everything looks so stylish and beautiful and rich. It looks like the French people are all extremely wealthy, that if you are not like that, you're not really French. And you can even have some complex when you see that, because you can think that French people are eating so many food, doing so many stuff in their life, and they look like really chill and fit, and that everyone here in this country is like that. It's wrong. It's not real life. It's mostly a cliché about privileged people, like there are French people that are really rich and that have this type of lifestyle, but it's not the same for everyone, and not all influencers are accurate about the French way of life and the real life in France, and I want to share it more in this YouTube channel and in this video also, because it's what I'm trying to do with my social media since I started to talk about France in English. I want to share with you what is the real life of a Parisian guy. Of course, I'm also playing with the cliché when I show you the Café Angelina, the Arc de Triomphe, many beautiful places. Of course, I'm playing with the cliché, but I try my best to be accurate and to show you the real life of Paris. And I remember a few days ago I had a comment saying that I should dress more chic, you know, because French people are more chic and they dress really wealthy and stylish. I was just with a sweater, you know, like easy casual stuff, casual wear, and this comment was really surprising because I think that it shows a lot about the cliché that people can have about French people. It's a beautiful cliché. If you think that everyone is stylish and beautiful and fit, it's a good cliché to have, but it's still a cliché and it creates a fake image of France. We are more normal than you think. We are like people living our lives. We have a lot of culture and traditions, but usually the image, the cliché of the typical Parisian girl is not showing the real tradition. It's not the French culture. If you think about the cliché about French people, you will see this type of fit, skinny Parisian girl always wearing like a marinière or a small dress, like the girl you can see in the fragrance ads, you know. This is the typical French Parisian girl. This cliché is true for many people that are living in the 7th arrondissement, near the Tour Eiffel, they have a beautiful apartment. Those people are living this life, but most of the people in France have more casual life than that. It's a big cliché that is not reflecting the real life in France, and we also are less superficial than that. I remember talking with a friend, Mathilde, you've maybe see her on a video at the restaurant Gast that we made together. Mathilde, she told me about this cliché of the Parisian girl. Like she was reading a book about how to be a Parisian and she was thinking that it was so wrong. Like they were telling in the book that the real Parisian girl is difficult to access. She won't settle in a relationship. She will be sometimes a bit toxic because it's also the romance and the French romance is a bit toxic. This is so wrong. And Mathilde was really upset about that because she told me that she's like a 30-year-old Parisian girl living in Paris. And she has a life that is different than this cliché. All these books or the influencers are not showing the real life of the real people in Paris. And she was upset. And I understand that. And what I'm also trying to do with this channel is to change that, you know, to share with you what is it to live in Paris. It's also like kind of like the cliché sometimes. We have the city of love. You will see many people that are holding hands in the street and they will live this life of Paris with all the little cafe and the beautiful museums. We have this life in Paris. You can have this life. You can have the cliché. But we are more than that. When you're watching Emily in Paris, for example, it's not the real life. Like a young girl coming to be like an intern or a young employee in a Paris agency, she won't live in a beautiful apartment and she won't wear Chanel all the time. This is not the real life. People are not wearing big brands all the time because we don't have the money for that. We are in a time of elections right now in France. I made a video about the political context of France and many people are struggling a lot. Money is not on the table. When you are in a company, you are not paid enough, everything is more expensive than before, and even if we have a lot of free things like the healthcare, the school, it's still difficult for many people. And I think that this cliché of the rich Parisian girl, the big apartments, this is not the real life of the Parisian people for most of them. And I'm happy also to show you, like I made videos about my apartment, my really small apartment. It's also showing you that we have different lives, and we can still be Parisian and living the Parisian dream even if we are not matching the perfect idea of the Parisians as you see it like in Emily in Paris. So let's break this cliché. The Parisian girl, toxic in her relationship, always skinny, living in a big beautiful apartment, this is not the real life. Don't get fooled by that because it's not the real life for everyone. Some people have this life and it's great for them, but not everyone. The French culture is more accessible than you think, and you can enjoy this life even if you are not as rich as them. So if you're an influencer talking about Paris, please show also the real life of Paris. Don't just show the beautiful dresses and the beautiful monuments. It's not just that. It's also that, it's also beautiful, but it's also many people that have different lives. Sometimes they have problems. Sometimes they are not as fit as you think. Not everyone is skinny, not everyone is healthy, because we are just real people. And real people are different. Also, the French culture is more than that. We have so many different things to discover, especially in food, but also in history. Just to take the example of the food, beside the Café de Flore or the Café Angelina, we have so many little neighborhood restaurants that are incredible to try. And that's also what I want to show in this YouTube channel. So if I have one thing to say, the French culture, the French way of life is for everyone. I remember talking about a restaurant like Le Procope, the oldest restaurant in Paris, and people were asking me if they have to wear a tie to go to the restaurant. But the restaurant is like a brasserie that is open to everyone. Even if it looks sophisticated, sometimes it's really open and casual. So together, let's break this cliché about the rich, wealthy Parisian people that are extremely difficult to access. We are more real than that. We have many things to show you and more than just the superficial stuff. And I want to show that on this account, also on my Instagram, TikTok, on my social media. I'm not tired that the influencers are always showing the beautiful sides, but I'm tired that it's the only side that is shown about Paris. We also have many small neighborhood restaurants that are not Instagrammable. We have many things, many people that are interesting, even if they don't match the cliché. So let's break this cliché together and tell me in the comments what you think about that. Are you tired also like me about this cliché? Tell me what you think in the comments. I would love to know your opinion about it. And of course, if you want to explore Paris and discover the French way of life, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I post every single day, so see you tomorrow.